So I'm going to start with an informal quiz and ask you to raise your hands based on what you think the answer is. Are you ready? Okay, the question is, what is the leading source of new product inspiration at the Pampered Chef?
Customers. Us.
So the answers are A, global houseware shows, B, Pampered Chef consultant suggestions, C, consumer recommendations,
Or all of the above.
and D, independent research and design. So let me just see a show of hands. How many of you think A? How many of you think B? Okay, C's, get your hands up. And what about D's? Okay, well listen, the leading source of new product inspiration comes from the very people in this room. Oh, thank you. You know what, while we use all of these approaches, you send in recommendations and ideas to us, and we really look into what it's going to take to produce in Pampered Chef style. So let me tell you what I mean. I'm going to use the manual food processor as an example. You know, it's one of our top sellers, and now it's been added to the new consultant kit. We think so too. And it's really important that your teams understand why it's so special. Many of you shared your interest in us coming out with a manual food processor. You know, there are several on the market already. So our first step was to evaluate all these products to see how they perform and whether or not we could make them better. Well, none of them processed food to the level or with the ease that we knew you and your customers would expect. So we identified key drivers. The first of all were the blades and the blade configuration, along with the manual force which drives the blades to process. First, the blades. You know, the issue we saw with the blades is while they were sharp, they turned and sliced the food, but they didn't fully process it like a food processor. So we gave up looking at manual food processor and started looking into the blades that are in electric food processors. So the left side of the screen shows the blades in a typical manual processor, and the right side, the blades in an electric processor. So do you see the difference? And which do you think we chose? That's right. We took the standard electric blade, which is curved, plus we added a third blade. And we were the first ones to move it into a manual system with much better results. Next, we thought about how to get a strong force to spin the blades. So we thought, what do we know about creating a world-class, super high-speed rotary motion? Well, voila! That's right, we designed the new mechanism for the manual food processor by leveraging our understanding from the spinning mechanism that helps make our salad berry spinner best in class. Why, you know it spins at a speed of 35 miles an hour? I think it's awesome! So together with the design blades, this is a top-performing product that really outclasses the competition. Okay, here's another example. Take the small ridge baker. We wanted to capitalize on our continued success in stoneware, also in the microwave, and offer a unique piece that was at the time only made in plastic. So think about it. You know, all the bacon cookers that are out there in the market are typically in plastic. So what we did is we applied the same thought process, and ta-da, the small ridge baker was born. And as you know, it goes beyond bacon. It cooks chicken breasts, steamed asparagus, steamed squash, and more. I personally love this piece. I use it constantly, and I just love the way it performs. No, really, I'm not just saying that. We actually know how our products perform because we have an entire product testing department. Their job is to test products to stand up to the equivalent of thousands of times in a dishwasher or in very hot or very cold environments. So for the manual food processor, we tested the handle and it stood up to more than 80,000 pumps. And we locked and unlocked it up to 2,500 times. Okay, so now I would like to take the opportunity while we're all together to address some questions regarding our new white cookware. There has been some chipping of the coating on the rim, and there has been some staining on the outside of the pans, neither of which are acceptable. So first, let me talk about the chipping. After we received feedback that some of the pans were chipping, we sent a team into the factory and found that they were stacking pans on top of each other. This is not in accordance with our agreed upon guidelines or quality standards. We all know if you stack cookware unprotected, it will scratch and chip. So right now, inventory is being 100% inspected as we speak to ensure that the product being shipped is to our TPC standards. So regarding the staining concerns, these pans are different. They're made of aluminum without a hard anodized process, which conducts heat much more quickly than our executive and stainless pans. Therefore, it's hugely important to understand how they perform on heat and how they react. Using too high of a heat with little food for a prolonged period of time can cause issues, and what I mean by that, scorching of the pan. In addition, since these pans are white, it is really important to not only wash the inside, but to wash the outside of the pans with soap and hot water after each use. A quick rinse will simply not properly clean the pan. So while the outside of the pan may look clean with a quick rinse, grease buildup will occur and cause discoloration on the outside of the pan. As a matter of fact, we see the exact same thing occurring on our executive cookware, which is reported to us as discoloration on the sidewall of the pan. So when we analyzed it, the coating has not discolored, but it has a buildup of grease. So the same exact thing applies to our ceramic cookware. However, if you do encounter staining, we recommend that you soak the pans in hot soapy water, apply a powdered cleaner Bon-Ami, and use either side of a Scotch-Brite non-scratch scrub sponge. Now here's the reason why you can use a Scotch-Brite sponge on this cookware. The inside coating, which is ceramic, is much harder, and the outside coating, which is silicone polyester, will not become abraded. Both coatings, inside and out, are harder than most traditional nonstick coatings. As for the bottom of the pan, any metal cleaner can be used, including our stainless cleaner. For a deep cleaning, soak the pans in hot soapy water and apply the baking soda paste method that's outlined in the use and care, and use a sponge to remove the stubborn stains. You know, our commitment is to quality and will always, always be at the forefront during the development and testing processes. Your feedback is invaluable, but we still remain very excited about this new ceramic cookware. In fact, it is right on trend and exactly what's happening in the market, and is a really important addition to our product line. So we are going to be communicating this same message in PC Newswire next week for everyone who hasn't attended leadership. So on behalf of the product development team, you know, we really are thrilled to know that you do love our products. And just remember, your ideas help make our product portfolio as strong as it is. We're committed to designing differentiated, high quality with unique functionality products. Plus, we're committed to testing and marketing those products to the standards that you and your customers expect and require. Lastly, I want to share with you how much I love being part of the Pampered Chef and our mission and vision. You know, I'm so fortunate to have a wonderful family who lives in Kansas City, but I also have my family and friends in Chicago, as well as being part of the Pampered Chef family. I too share family meal times with Family of Choice when they come to my home Sunday night for Sunday Night Supper Club that I cook and host twice a month. I love hearing from you with product and recipe ideas, so keep them coming. You can also do that right on Consultant's Corner. You just never know when your idea might next be the big idea. Thanks. Have a good afternoon.